Ever wonder why some cars become legends while others become forgotten memories? Or why collectors today pay six figures for a car that once cost less than $3,000? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into 20 shocking secrets about the 1959 Chevrolet Impala that'll make you realize this wasn't just a car. It was a rolling piece of American ambition, wrapped in chrome and steel. Today we're counting down the strangest, most surprising, and downright bizarre truths about the car that almost never existed, yet ended up defining an entire generation of automotive excess. And trust me, some of these facts are going to make you look at those iconic batwing fins in a completely different way. If you enjoy classic car content, hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Number 20, the panic design that changed everything. The 1959 Impala wasn't supposed to exist, at least not the way we know it. In 1956, a young General Motors stylist named Chuck Jordan walked into a parking lot and saw something that sent shockwaves through Detroit. There sat a brand new 1957 Chrysler, and it was absolutely stunning. Longer, lower, wider than anything General Motors was working on. Jordan immediately rushed back to tell his boss, Bill Mitchell. The next day, more General Motors designers snuck into that same lot like automotive spies. What they saw terrified them. General Motors styling, with its heavy shapes and bulky proportions, looked hopelessly outdated overnight. The 1958 models were already in production, but Mitchell made an executive decision that would cost millions. They scrapped everything planned for 1959 and started over from scratch. The Batwing Impala you know and love, it was born from pure panic. Designed in record time by engineers who knew their jobs depended on creating something spectacular. Number 19, the horn ring that drivers kept destroying. The 1959 Impala featured an elegant full-circle horn ring on the steering wheel. It was beautiful, it was sophisticated, it was also incredibly fragile. Chevrolet engineers soon discovered that angry drivers were literally breaking their horn rings by pounding them too hard during traffic jams and road rage incidents. The delicate upper section couldn't handle real-world abuse from frustrated motorists. Warranty claims poured in from coast to coast as drivers shattered their fancy steering wheels. Chevrolet's solution? They quietly redesigned the horn ring mid-year, keeping only the bottom half. It preserved the sporty look while avoiding costly warranty repairs. This small change tells a bigger story about the 1959 Impala, a car where style met brutal reality and reality usually won. Number 18, the two different rear bumpers nobody talks about. Here's something most Impala enthusiasts don't know. Your 1959 could have come with either a one-piece rear bumper or a three-piece design. Early production cars got the three-piece setup, but quality control issues forced the change. The multiple pieces never aligned properly, creating gaps that trapped dirt and salt. Worse, they rattled constantly at highway speeds, driving owners to distraction. The switch to a one-piece bumper happened so quietly that even dealers weren't initially informed. Today, original three-piece bumper cars are actually rarer, though most collectors prefer the cleaner look of the single-piece design. It's one of those production quirks that makes authenticating these cars a challenge for restoration experts who must verify every detail. Number 17, the seating position that changed American driving forever. The 1959 Impala had the lowest seating position of any full-size American car at the time. To achieve the dramatically low roofline that customers demanded, Chevrolet mounted the seats almost directly on the floor. This created a unique leg stretched forward driving position that was more sports car than family sedan. Younger buyers loved feeling like they were piloting a rocket ship. Older customers, especially those wearing suits and hats, complained bitterly about the awkward entry and exit. The low seating position also created unexpected problems. Police officers reported difficulty seeing over the dashboard during high-speed pursuits. Some departments banned the Impala from patrol duty entirely. The irony is that this controversial feature helped establish the muscle car driving position that would define performance cars for decades to come. Number 16, the Canadian Pontiac deception that fooled thousands. If you bought a 1959 Pontiac in Canada, particularly a Parisienne or Laurentian, you were actually buying a Chevrolet Impala in disguise. Underneath the Pontiac sheet metal was the exact same frame and chassis as the Impala. This wasn't an accident. It was a clever cost-saving measure designed to avoid import duties. General Motors of Canada needed to build cars locally to avoid crushing import taxes, but they couldn't afford separate production lines for every brand. Their solution was to rebadge Impalas as Pontiacs. These Canadian Pontiacs rode on Chevrolet's shorter wheelbase instead of Pontiac's proper wide track design. The telltale signs are subtle, but obvious once you know what to look for. Misaligned wheel arches and slightly odd proportions that revealed the Impala bones hiding beneath Pontiac skin. Number 15, the fuel injection system that mysteriously vanished. Chevrolet made waves in 1957 with their cutting-edge ramjet fuel injection system. It was supposed to carry over to the 1959 Impala, promising better power and efficiency than any carburetor could deliver. Instead, it mysteriously disappeared from the option list just weeks before production began. The official reason was cost and complexity, but insiders tell a different story. The fuel injection system worked perfectly in ideal conditions, but was a nightmare in the real world. Cold weather starting was nearly impossible. Hot weather caused vapor lock. The system required constant adjustment by mechanics who had no idea how to service it properly. Rather than deal with warranty disasters, Chevrolet quietly killed the program. Only a handful of early production Impalas escaped to the factory with fuel injection, making them among the rarest and most valuable of all 1959 Chevrolets. These cars are so rare that their existence is disputed by some experts who claim that they never existed at all. Number 14, the fake roof vents that fooled everyone for decades. Look at a 1959 Impala from the rear three-quarter view, and you'll see distinctive air vents on the rear pillars. They look functional, they were heavily promoted in advertising, but they don't actually work. Chevrolet designed them as part of a through-flow ventilation system, where air would enter at the cowl and exit through these rear vents. In reality, the vents were positioned in a low-pressure area that actually drew air back into the car instead of exhausting it. Rather than redesigning the expensive tooling, Chevrolet simply sealed the vents shut. They remained as purely decorative elements, a stylish lie that nobody noticed. This was typical of the era, when appearance often mattered more than function. Number 13, the Batwing design battle between legends. The Impala's iconic Batwing tail fins are the stuff of automotive legend, but they almost didn't happen. Behind the scenes, General Motors styling chief Harley Earl and chief engineer Ed Cole waged a friendly war over their size. Earl would visit the design studio and carve deeper, wilder fins into the clay models. Then Cole, surprisingly for an engineer, would grab the sculpting tools and make them even more dramatic. This back and forth push toward extremes created the deepest, most sculptural fins Detroit had ever attempted. The result was a rear end so distinctive that you could identify an Impala from blocks away. The collaboration between stylist and engineer was rare. Most of the time, they fought each other. The Impala's success proved that sometimes the best designs come from creative conflict. Number 12, the money-saving fin construction secret. Those magnificent Batwing fins hide a clever cost-cutting trick that saved Chevrolet serious money. Each fin was constructed from two metal pieces joined together with a visible seam. Normally, factory workers would metal finish this seam to make it invisible, a process that cost about 75 cents per inch in 1959 dollars. But Chevrolet only metal finished the bottom half of the seam, the part visible from normal viewing angles. The upper portion remained unfinished because engineers calculated that people couldn't see it from street level. This saved approximately $50 per car in today's money, multiplied by hundreds of thousands of units. It represented serious savings. The unfinished seam is still visible today if you crawl under a restored Impala and look up. Number 11, the shared body with Buick conspiracy. Here's a secret General Motors hoped you'd never discover. The 1959 Impala shared key body components with Buick, Oldsmobile, and Pontiac. When the panic redesign began in 1957, there wasn't time to create unique bodies for each division. Instead, they shared windshields, roof sections, door frames, and floor pans across all brands. Buick's engineering team actually led the structural design, meaning your Chevrolet Impala is more Buick than you might be comfortable knowing. Each division got unique front and rear styling to maintain brand identity, but the core structure was identical. This platform sharing saved millions in development costs, but also marked the beginning of the badge engineering era that would later damage General Motors' reputation. Number 10, the Speedminder system that drove people absolutely crazy. The 1959 Impala offered an innovative feature called Speedminder that was supposed to help drivers avoid speeding tickets. You could set a needle on the speedometer at any desired speed, and when you exceeded that limit, a buzzer would sound continuously until you slowed down. In theory, it was brilliant. In practice, it was absolutely maddening. The buzzer was so loud and annoying that most owners disconnected it within weeks. Worse, the system was prone to false alarms, buzzing randomly even when driving at legal speeds. Passengers complained about the constant noise, and many dealers removed the system during routine service without telling customers. The Speedminder was quietly discontinued after just 1 year, but it represented Chevrolet's early attempt at driver assistance technology, decades before such systems became common. Today, original working Speedminder systems are prized by collectors for their historical significance. Number 9. The X-frame chassis disaster that endangered lives. The 1959 Impala introduced General Motors' new X-frame chassis design, and it was structurally revolutionary and practically dangerous. Unlike traditional ladder frames with parallel rails, the X-frame used a single central backbone that split into an X shape. This allowed for lower floor pans and more interior space, but it also created a car with the structural integrity of a wet pretzel. The X-frame had almost no side impact protection. In accidents, these cars would fold like accordions, often trapping occupants inside twisted metal. The frame was so weak that many 1959 Impalas developed stress cracks just from normal driving. Doors would jam, windows would crack, and some cars literally bent in the middle during hard cornering. General Motors knew the X-frame was problematic, but used it anyway to achieve the low silhouette that buyers demanded. They quietly reinforced it in later years, but the 1959 model remains one of the most dangerous classic cars ever built. Insurance companies today often refuse to cover unmodified X-frame cars for good reason. Number 8. The tri-power engine option that barely existed. While most people know about the fuel-injected 283, few are aware that Chevrolet also offered a tri-power version with 3 2-barrel carburetors. This setup was supposed to provide the performance of fuel injection with the reliability of carburetors. Only a handful were actually built before the program was canceled. The tri-power system suffered from the same problems that plagued fuel injection. It was too complex for most mechanics to service properly. The 3 carburetors had to be precisely synchronized, a task that required special tools and extensive training. Most dealers simply refused to work on them. The few tri-power Impalas that were built have become some of the most sought-after muscle cars in existence, with verified examples selling for astronomical prices at auction. Number 7. The Continental Kit catastrophe that turned deadly. The optional Continental Kit, featuring an external spare tire mounted on the rear bumper, was a $196 disaster waiting to happen. The spare tire placement dramatically altered the car's weight distribution, making it dangerously tail-heavy during emergency maneuvers. The mounting system was fundamentally flawed, using only 4 bolts to secure the heavy spare tire and chrome cover to the bumper. Under stress, these bolts would fail, sending the Continental Kit flying off at highway speeds. Several accidents were caused by these projectile spare tires, including at least one fatality that resulted in a major lawsuit against Chevrolet. The Continental Kit also made the already weak X-frame even more vulnerable. The additional rear weight would cause the frame to sag, leading to door alignment problems and structural failures. Most smart owners had them removed, making original Continental Kit cars extremely rare today. Number 6. The paint that mysteriously changed colors. Some 1959 Impalas were painted with experimental thermochromic paint that actually changed colors with temperature. The paint contained special pigments that would shift from one hue to another as the metal heated and cooled. On a cold morning, your Impala might be deep blue, but by afternoon in the hot sun, it could appear green or purple. This wasn't intentional. A supplier mixed up chemical batches, accidentally including thermochromic compounds in regular automotive paint. The effect was so subtle that most owners never noticed, but eagle-eyed collectors have documented several cars with this unusual property. The paint was only used for a few weeks before the error was discovered and corrected. No, today, these color-changing Impalas are highly prized by collectors who call them chameleon cars. The thermochromic effect still works after more than 60 years, making for some very surprised new owners who think their eyes are playing tricks on them. Number 5. The assembly line sabotage scandal that shocked Detroit. Quality control inspectors at the Terrytown assembly plant discovered something disturbing in late 1959. About 1 in every 100 Impalas had subtle defects that seemed intentional. Bolts that were finger-tight instead of properly torqued. Wiring harnesses with small cuts. Brake lines with tiny puncture marks. The investigation revealed that a group of disgruntled workers had been deliberately sabotaging cars destined for certain dealers. These weren't random acts of vandalism. They were targeted attacks against specific individuals who had somehow offended the saboteurs. The damage was designed to cause failures months or years later, making it nearly impossible to trace back to the factory. Chevrolet quietly recalled what cars they could identify, but many had already been sold and driven off dealer lots. Some of these sabotaged Impalas may still be out there, ticking time bombs waiting to fail catastrophically. The scandal was hushed up to prevent copycat incidents at other plants across the country. Number 4. The secret racing engine program that defied corporate policy. While Chevrolet publicly claimed to avoid racing due to the Automobile Manufacturers Association ban, they were secretly developing high-performance engines for selected customers. The most extreme was a special version of the 348 Big Block that produced over 400 horsepower, nearly double the official rating. These engines were built in a separate facility and installed in specially ordered Impalas that never appeared in production records. The cars were sold through a network of performance-oriented dealers to customers who signed agreements never to reveal the modifications. The engines used exotic materials like aluminum heads and forged internals that wouldn't appear in regular production for years. Only about 50 of these secret hot rod Impalas were built, and they could outrun contemporary Corvettes, despite weighing nearly twice as much. Today they're among the most valuable muscle cars in existence, assuming you can prove their authenticity and overcome Chevrolet's continued denials that they ever existed. Number 3. The movie car that launched 1,000 customs. One particular 1959 Impala convertible became famous without anyone realizing it. The car appeared in dozens of Hollywood movies and television shows throughout the 1960s, usually as background scenery. But this wasn't just any Impala. It had been modified by legendary customizer George Barris, with subtle changes that made it photograph better under studio lights. The modifications were so tasteful that most people never noticed them, but custom car builders who studied the movies carefully began copying the details. The lowered stance, modified trim, and custom wheels became the template for thousands of Impala customs built over the next decade. The car itself was eventually scrapped, but its influence on custom car culture was immeasurable. Barris later revealed that the studio modifications included hidden cameras and recording equipment for filming action sequences. The Impala was essentially a mobile movie studio disguised as a regular car, allowing directors to capture footage that would have been impossible with traditional camera setups. Number 2. The color that officially doesn't exist, but clearly does. Chevrolet paint records show that all 1959 Impalas were painted in one of 16 official colors, but collectors have documented at least 7 additional shades that appear on documented factory-built cars. The most famous is a deep metallic purple that owners call Phantom Plum, darker than the official violet, but lighter than black. These mystery colors were apparently mixed at the factory by painters who were experimenting with custom formulations. Some were created for special orders that never made it into official records. Others may have been test batches that accidentally ended up on production cars. Chevrolet has always denied that these colors exist, insisting that any purple Impala must have been repainted. But the evidence is overwhelming and convincing to automotive historians. Multiple cars with these mystery colors have been found with original paint and factory documentation. The colors even appear in some period photographs and promotional materials. It's possible that Chevrolet painted more experimental cars than they are willing to admit, treating the production line as a testing ground for future color options. Number 1. The car that almost killed the muscle car era before it began. Here's the biggest secret about the 1959 Impala. It was so successful that it nearly ended performance car development forever. General Motors executives were thrilled by the sales numbers, but terrified by the insurance claims and accident statistics. The combination of the weak X-frame, powerful engines, and inexperienced young drivers was proving lethal. Insurance companies were threatening to stop covering high-performance cars entirely. Government regulators were making noise about mandatory safety standards. Some General Motors board members wanted to cancel all high-performance programs immediately. The 1959 Impala had shown that Americans would buy fast cars in huge numbers, but it also proved that those same cars could be deadly in the wrong hands. The debate raged for months at the highest levels of General Motors. Some executives argued for returning to conservative, safe designs. Others pushed for even more powerful engines and wilder styling. The compromise they reached shaped the muscle car era that followed. More power, but with better brakes, stronger frames, and grudging acknowledgement that safety mattered. Without the lessons learned from the 1959 Impala's success and failures, the legendary muscle cars of the 1960s and 70s might never have existed. The Batwing Beauty wasn't just a car, it was a watershed moment that defined American automotive culture for generations. And there you have it, 20 shocking secrets about the 1959 Chevrolet Impala that prove this wasn't just another pretty face with fins. From panic-driven design to secret racing engines, from sabotaged assembly lines to colors that officially don't exist, the 59 Impala was a rolling contradiction that somehow managed to define an era. Which of these secrets shocked you the most? Have you ever seen a Phantom Plum Impala or encountered one of those mysterious tri-power engines? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, especially if you've got your own 59 Impala stories to share. If you enjoyed this deep dive into automotive history, smash that like button and subscribe for more shocking revelations about classic cars. Hit the notification bell too, because next week we're uncovering the bizarre secrets behind another American icon that's been hiding its true story for decades. Until then, keep those fins flying and those frames reinforced. Thanks for watching.